I said to my parents when I was like 15, like, guys, I'm gonna quit school and I'm gonna be a musician. And my parents said, no, you're not gonna do that. It wasn't really on my radar to start acting or modeling. It wasn't something that I'd thought of growing up. I was always into performance and I was always into something artistic. But it was definitely, I really always wanted to do something creative because it's the stuff that makes me happy, I think. And I've been so fortunate and so lucky that I've been able to do it as a job. I remember the first audition I did because I was really nervous and didn't really know what I was doing at all. I didn't know my lines. I didn't know, like, I'd never acted before. I didn't even do drama at high school. It wasn't something that I was even paying attention to. And so this opportunity came up for Neighbours, it's a soap opera in Australia, and I went in and I Thea McLeod, the casting director, like just sat, and I was so lucky that she just sat and worked with me. She's like, I did one take and she was like, okay, well maybe do that, but tweak this line and see how you do it, you know, see how it feels when you think about this instead of that. And we ended up doing about 12 takes, which is not normal for an audition, but I had no idea at the time. I was like, no, this is cool. We workshopped it a bit, you know? And I was lucky enough to get that part. It was my first role. It was the first time I ever got to do any bit of acting, and it was only for 6 episodes, and it was during that 6 episodes that I realised that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. You know, for Melbourne, where I grew up, there's the city, and then there's the suburb you grow up, and that's it. You kind of go between the two. Whereas LA is kind of like, you know, 5, 6, 7 different personalities all rolled into one, and you can stay in one place and be really unhappy and not know that your town is like the next one over. So I think the challenges that I've faced, I think, are all quite personal, kind of just like self-esteem, imposter syndrome, which I think is quite prevalent amongst most actors. You know, I never really ever want to, or I never really do believe that I deserve a certain role or I deserve to do something, which is why I work so hard at it. I think I have to really work hard at this, because these other people are entrusting me with this work, and I've been given this opportunity. I can't waste it. In life, really, not necessarily just in Hollywood, but it works so much more in your favor when you know why you're doing a certain thing, what your goal is. You know, I think one of the pitfalls for at least entertainment, because I can speak to that, is that there's so many different reasons you can be doing this for, and that would be my advice for anyone who wants to start, is like, find out why you're doing it, because they're long days. If you want to be an actor, you're shooting all the time or never. It's feast or famine. You're either waiting for a job or you're busy for 3 months on end. There's a lot of like hard work involved with it. So you really have to understand why you want to be doing it. You know, for me, it's I want to tell cool stories. I want to make people feel validated. I want to make sure that, you know, people can watch a film and come away from it having a different point of view, or having a new understanding of how people interact or how people behave. That is the goal for me. And so everything else that comes with it, like added attention or like doing crazy photo shoots like this, is something that is so not on my radar because it's not my goal. But I'm so grateful that I get to do all these things. Right. But really the goal is just to tell cool stories and just to make people feel safe. Every single day I wait for someone to be like, okay, you're done, let's go, back to Australia. This is it, you're done. You had a nice run. You know, every single day I feel that. I can't believe I'm here in the Chateau Marmont, filming this, getting to wear nice clothes. I can't believe that my first gig in America was Happy Together with Damon Wayans Jr. and Ben Winston as a producer, and Amber Stevens-West and Chris Parnell and all these amazing, talented people. And like, I've been so lucky, and every day I really kind of can't believe that it's happening or it's even happened. And it all feels insane. And I think someone's gonna come and tell me tomorrow that I'm going home.